Oh, getting ready. Such a chore. So excited! Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to the Marley Bird YouTube channel and the Crochet Swancho Crochet Along for 2022. This is video 2, week 2, pattern instructions number 2, and I figured I'd do alternative hair number 2 also. Hopefully week 1 did not give you too much trouble. I know that in the Facebook group, I saw a lot of you having some incredible success. Some of you struggling with the foundation single crochets, but there was a lot of encouragement. And I know that you then went back, watched the video, did step by step with me using the stitch markers to make those foundation single crochets, and it turned out a-okay. The good news is by the time you've reached this point in the pattern, you are pretty good with the stitch pattern. There aren't any new stitches that I need to teach you. Yay, that means this video is not going to be an hour and a half long, but I do want to talk you through what we are doing in this next step because our rate of increases is going to change. That's why there is a set of instructions for the upper yoke and a set of instructions for the lower yoke. And yes, I'm wearing something different. This is actually the same yarn you guys are using for your Swancho in 3 different colorways, worked up in a really cute poncho that will be released very soon. When I release it, I'll put the link in the video description box below. Do you like it? Leave me a comment. If you like it, I would love to know what you think because, not gonna lie, I'm really in love with it. Okay, so the Swancho. Let's take a look. Okay, so by this point, yours looks a little something like this, right? You don't have all of this yet, but you have like that portion. You have your upper yoke completed. And depending on the size you made, you ended either on a round 16 or a round 8. Now on my little swatches, this one here, I went ahead and went up to a round 8. And on this one here, you guys saw this went all the way up to a round 16. Now, obviously the round 8, those were the larger sizes. So yours isn't this small. Yours is the round 16 plus 8 more, right? So yours is this long. Now you might be thinking to yourself, okay, Marley, why is it that some ended on around 16 and some had to go all the way through 17 and then repeat 2 through 8? Like what was the purpose of that if we have a lower yoke and an upper yoke going on here? Well, let me bring in my little diagram I showed you at the end of the video where I talked about the increases that we're doing, because I think it is a much more visual representation of what's happening so far and what's going to happen in this next section. At the end of video 1, I pulled this out and I showed you the diagram for the upper yoke, and I showed you where I had highlighted the yellow portion to signify what you are increasing and the rate you're increasing for the upper yoke. And what I wanted you to understand is that for the sleeves, you were not increasing at the same rate, at the same extent as you were for the body. That way our sleeves weren't getting massive at the same rate as our body was increasing, because we need our upper body on this portion of our body over our bust and our back to get larger. Then we really need that portion of our sleeves to get larger. So that way we make it so the interval of increases, maybe that's, I hope interval is the right word, the rate of increases are different for those 2 different points, right? So for that reason, that's why you see that the body actually has a larger increase area, right? These large triangles versus the sleeves, okay? So as we do this on the upper body, the smaller sizes, they only need these large sections of increases on the body through round 16, okay? For the larger sizes though, we typically have larger bust, and so we need more length, and we need to have these sections to be even wider, obviously, than the smaller sizes, and that's why we had to go through another 8 rounds, okay? 17 and then 2 through 8. So that's why the larger sizes have more rounds. Obviously that makes sense, right? More rounds, you have the same increases, you're going to get a larger body area. But when we go to part 2 or video 2 or section 2 of the pattern or the lower yoke, our increases change. So we need to change the rate of our increases. That way the bottom part of our Swancho is not like so huge and massive that it's just completely flowing out there. Now, if that's something you want, you could continue increasing and end after a round 6 or around 16 or around 8, and then change up the pattern. But hopefully, if you're going to do something like that, you're an experienced crocheter and you're used to changing patterns, because there are some changes you're going to have to make because you have different stitch counts, but it is possible. The thing here is that with the lower yoke, you'll notice that as I've highlighted the wedges that we're increasing on the lower yoke, they are not nearly as drastic as they were for the upper yoke. So here's the body for the large, extra large. Here's the body increases for the lower yoke. Here are the sleeves increases for the lower yoke. See how they're much closer together than they were for the upper yoke. Can you see that? Can you see the difference there? So our increase rates are changing for the lower yoke. So we're not changing stitches, we're just changing our increases, which will change up our stitch pattern ever so slightly, just because we aren't doing the same type of increase. They're going to, when I say type of increase, I'm not saying we're changing up the complete stitch. It's just, it's going to change the amount of stitches that are increased every time we increase. So when we don't want this large amount increased on our body anymore, we're changing that up. And you can see here on the small medium, I mean, it's a smaller wedge and it's much more typical of what the sleeve is doing. For the 2X, 3X, you'll notice that it's not a whole lot going on here because we've established a lot of the length and the width that we need on the upper yoke, where our lower yoke is just doing a little bit of work for us. So it doesn't have to do too much. Same thing over here for the 4X, 5X. It's not doing too much. This really is just getting it so that the width of our body and the width of our sleeves are where we need them to be for the size we're making. Does that make sense? So the cool thing here this week, you guys, is whether you use the diagram or you use the words last week, it doesn't really matter to me. You can use either one. And either one will help you out, and either one will get you where you need to go at the end of the day. There are no new stitches. We're just changing up the rate of our increases so that way we get the size we want. By the end of the lower yoke, your upper body section, your long raglan dolman, is complete. So it's about the length we're going to get it to be before we do sleeves and separate for the body of the Swancho. So it's the length we're going to get it to be. As I mentioned before, I made this Swancho to be more of a modified dolman versus a true Swancho where it's completely poncho-esque with just some cuffs at the end. We could do that, but I chose not to do that. I wanted some sleeves to it to make it like a modified dolman, a little bit more closer to a sweater than just an oversized poncho with some cuffs. If you wanted to extend it down, you could. You just want to make sure you end on the appropriate round so that way you can easily transition into the body or the sleeves of your pattern and continue on. But as I said before, if you're an experienced crocheter and you're used to modifying patterns, that should not be too difficult for you. If this is your first pattern you're ever following along, your first crochet along you're ever following along, I want to encourage you, just follow the pattern. Follow the pattern the way it is. It comes out really great. I love it. You guys saw me wear it last week, and I don't think you're going to be disappointed at all. Hopefully that makes sense to all of you. I told you week 1 was the hardest, and after that it would be easy peasy because you've already established your pattern, you know what's happening. Now we're just doing some minor tweaks to make the fit right, and you're going to get a really great Swancho in the end. All right, please continue to share with us on social media. Use hashtag MarleyBirdCAL or hashtag Marley Made Me Do It, hashtag YarnSpo for Yarnspirations, and just let me know what you think so far of this crochet along. What do you think of the yarn choice you made? What do you think of the size you made? Is it coming out really great? What's something you've learned? Are you excited about this piece coming out soon? I mean, I just would love to know. So share with me on social media. Leave me a comment in the bottom of this video, and I'll see you guys next week. See, I told you it wasn't going to be a long one. Bye, everybody.